Hello guys and welcome back, Brian Fellows here, and today we are with the not-so-American, very Canadian, gun-loving, never shutting up, always talking, Spider-Man loving, one and only, Merc with a mouth, Deadpool. Today we'll be going over his skills and talents, infinity points, the synergies I used, and showing you a rotation of his skills in action so that you can further implement this on your own whenever you get ready to go through Cosmic Trials. Alright, first off we're going to start with his skills. On his triangle I have Bang Boom Pow. This bazooka is why comics aren't for kids anymore. Alright, that's very helpful, Deadpool. So basically what this does is he fires a bazooka into the air and it comes down dealing between 23,000 and 34,000 damage with 50% crit chance. On his circle, I have his dash, and it just removes the crowd control effects on it. On his X, I have his main spender, which is his basic attack. And then on the square, I have Hulk Hand Arrow. It's never a bad idea to stop by the toy store before a fight. Alright, so what this does is he'll pull out a bow and arrow and he'll fire the Hulk hand, and it says Hulk Smash right before it hits, and then it does its big AoE damage. Not as big as the bazooka, but it's like half of that, and the damage is about half of what the bazooka does, but it comes up. You can fire this twice before you fire the bazooka again, so it works in your favor. You put it out about the same amount of DPS. On my back bar on L2 triangle I have server lag. Psst, listen up, but keep this just between you and me. This power hacks into the game servers to make all enemies non-responsive for a brief period. They literally won't know what hit them. Also, dev hacks. Just saying. Basically what he's trying to say with that ability is that he stuns all enemies for 10 seconds and then they get damaged almost 22,000 per second, and it lasts 5 seconds I believe for that damage. On his circle I have Little Deadpool. Everyone will think this decoy is the real Deadpool right up until it explodes in their faces. Alright, what this does is you get 3 charges of this like it says below, and it taunts the enemy to it and then it explodes right in their face like the ability says. On his L2 and square I have Real Armor Buster. So you think this, so you have a tanks cannon? Okay then. Basically it's a really powerful gun that just shoots out a single bullet and does massive damage. On L2 and X, I have Canadian Devil. If cutting down everyone in the room isn't enough for you, you can also shoot everyone at the same time. There's a lot of ouch. Alright, so what he does with this one is he just spins around in a circle and he shoots consecutively until you release the button. It doesn't cost any of your spirit, so you can do it practically forever. The melee damage, I believe this is if they're within like 5 or 10 meters of you, does 4,863 twice per second, and the range damage, which is anything further than that 5 or 10 meters, goes up to a maximum of 1324 before crit. As for his talents, the first one I chose is Like a Boss. Basically, whenever you hit a boss or a mini boss, it hacks the game into thinking you are one. It increases your damage, gives you more health, increases your spirit, and it lasts for 10 seconds. The only downside to this is it can't be up all the time. It has a cooldown of 1 minute. I didn't go with this one simply because it's hard to build the stacks on it, and you can't ever build up 37,284 stacks, to my knowledge. And with this one, it makes it spawn more health orbs, and you can pick them up from a lot further away. and it gives you more healing, but he calls them chimichanga orbs. As you can see, getting more damage and extra health whenever you attack a boss, way more helpful. The second one I picked is called It's Exploding Me. And Little Deadpool explodes instantly and gains the following effects. It increases its damage by 300%, gives it an additional power radius, 71.4, and adds 2 seconds to its cooldown. You could go with this one, but it's nowhere near the damage output that I liked with this one. This one kind of makes it more AoE-ish or dot damage. It's already AoE, but it gives it more of a dot damage aspect, and it didn't need it compared to this. Since it's not up that much, the extra damage is really nice. This one, he just throws grenades. It had nowhere near the impact that this had with the damage tests I did. For the third one I chose God Mode. All of these are related to his signature. So this one, server lag, gains the following effects. You increase the damage by 20%. You gain 100% of your health back, and invulnerability for 5 seconds. And then it enables God Mode. Basically, the God Mode is useless in Cosmic Trials because anytime your health reaches 0, you will be counted dead by the game, and it will say Cosmic Trial failed. But if you're out farming or you're doing patrols or operations, it comes in handy. If one of the bad guys say kill you, you can spawn back with full health and spirit, or as he calls it, awesome. This one, it spawns buffs onto the ground. It's kind of helpful, but I didn't like it because I still felt that Deadpool was kind of weak and he needed his health back so that he can stay in the fight. Whereas yeah, this one gives you more health and all that, but it's only up for a little while, so you want to increase your invulnerability and your health and your damage output. And they're already stunned, so you want to do as much damage as possible at everyone that's on that screen. This one, it summons 3 people and they don't do that much damage, so I did more damage on my own with this. The next one, people may differ. It depends on your playstyle and what you like to do. I prefer to have everything explodes, and it makes my main attack explode doing more damage. And since I basic attack quite often, this comes in handy. The other option that you could choose, since you're not using the second half of this one for the foot gougers, you can, but I didn't like it because it made me lose 20% of my health, 25, and I just felt that I was having to pop server lag too much, and that was coming up way too often whenever I would lose all that health. Is you can go with this. Bazooka. Bang Boom Pow gains the following effects. Increases that massive damage that it already does by 50%, increases its critical hit chance another 50%, and it increases the radius by another 50%, making it deal exponentially higher damage. But I just like this one because I feel like I get more out of it since there's a cooldown on this. I feel like I get more out of it. But this one's perfectly viable as well. I didn't like his hammer. I didn't like anything on the right side really except for his signature. So that's not even worth it. I don't know why it's a talent. For his last talent, I have Dizzying Dance. Canadian Devil bonus effect while channeling. Gives you deflect, dodge, and movement speed by 10% increase. I didn't like anything on the right side like I said before, so no need to get this for any bleed effects or any of that stuff. The other option you could go for is Guns Glorious Guns. The real armor buster always critically hits, and it has a critical hit chance of plus 5%. So with this, it makes that single target bullet deal way more damage because it's going to critically hit every time. Since you're not using the other two, you don't get near as much out of it. But the way I use his Canadian Devil, and this made sense for me and how I play. His ultimate, really cool, basically just spins around in a circle, hurling all sorts of stuff out of it, doing massive damage, but you can't use that in Cosmic Trials. Synergies, only the ones I had available to me because I'm still working on characters. Alright, so obviously I have the character I'm on, which is Deadpool. He gets explosive damage, and 2.5% explosive power damage, and 0.25 health regeneration a second. Not very much, but it does help a little. Gambit, he just gives me the bonus credits whenever I'm out farming. For Hawkeye, he gives me 2% movement speed and 3% critical damage. Very nice, very helpful, since some of my stuff is guaranteed to critical hit. And then the last one, Nightcrawler, which I just leveled up the other day, is plus 4% melee power, and that Canadian Devil, whenever you're spinning, does melee damage if they're close enough, so that's why I put him on there. Now these aren't like set in stone, there are way better options to choose. Like obviously I need to go level up Squirrel Girl so I can get that plus 4% damage to bosses. Punisher's really good, and there's a lot of really good choices that you could use and pick, but these are just the ones I have unlocked right now. I'm working on the rest. Infinity points, it's up to you how you spend them, but I have all mine reset, and I'm going to show you what makes the trials super simple. You put build your base health up to however high and give yourself more defensive rating. So and the higher your base health is, the more you're going to get per second with his passive. Yeah, it's not a whole lot, but you dash away and try and get out of damage, and it's going to start replenishing, and it's going to add up. It's going to be like a small little med kit going off all the time. Alright, so since we're already in the screen, we're going to go into his gear. I have farmed up a little bit of gear since I started. I passed him through the Cosmic Trials. I didn't have this, by the way, I just got that, and as you can see, the legendary isn't leveled up all the way yet, so I didn't even get anything out of it. But the catalyst gives me 7% XP, just a damage shield, which now that I'm farming cosmic artifacts and stuff, it makes it easier. The Mandarin, it dropped through one of the operations, and I got it just for the ranged power. Probably not the best one, but it's just the cosmic one that I got. And this, his guns, the reason why I have these on is it's a +5. Anytime you're looking for gear, you want to have the plus of whatever your two main attributes are, and I'll show you where you can find those here in a second, but this one's +5, making him do more damage. This just gives him more melee, damage versus bosses, critical damage rating. And after using a teleport power, I take 2% less damage. This helped a little bit because I would have to teleport occasionally whenever I couldn't get the Canadian Devil to work, but and then this one, it has a +3. Ideally you're looking for that +5, but this is all I had, so I just put it on. I just got it from running through the Cosmic Patrol whenever I finished. This one, yeah, it's not the best. It's cosmic, and I was happy to get it, so I just put it on because it doesn't help me with anything except for when my health drops. I become invulnerable for 3 seconds. This ring just gives me more health, tenacity, and dodge rating, plus the stacks, and it allows me to discharge and damage nearby enemies. Vulture wings, just to flourish. And then Key to the City, this one I have on for the damage rating to cooldown powers, and when I critically hit, regenerate 100 health and 8.8% attack speed. Since I critically hit quite often, I'm constantly regenerating 100%, and my cooldown powers, almost everything I have is a cooldown power. so it's super helpful with that. Next I have Mask of Doom. This one's just from the story. It summons those two little green robots that help take off some of the aggro because I was having trouble at the beginning. Not required. There's probably way better artifacts, but these are just what I have. And then Sharabus Neotum. This one is probably one of the coolest artifacts I've seen, because when you use your signature power, it summons 6 Mayhem Demons every 30 seconds. Or it summons them for 30 seconds. It has a 5-minute cooldown. So whenever you go into your Cosmic Trial and you use your first signature, as long as it's off of cooldown, it'll summon these 6 demonic multicolored cat looking things, and it takes a lot of the aggro off of you, allowing you to back up and heal yourself. And then it'll be back with the next one. What I like to do is I use this and I use my first signature whenever the first wave of robots hit. That way that it takes all the aggro off of me and they're trying to hit them. I can burst down all the robots up until the boss spawns, then I focus all my damage on the boss by locking them. And then this will be back off of cooldown by the time you come back with the second time for the second round, and you're going to do this again, and then you can focus Red Skull whenever he comes through. So how you figure out what your main attributes are is you'll go to your skills, your power screen, and you'll push triangle. It shows you his is durability or fighting, so that's what you want to look for, is those two whenever you're looking for gear. Alright, now off to the rotation. So, like always, you want to have someone targeted with a ranged power. We're going to get this center guy right here. Oh, not there. That guy. Alright, so I start off with the Hulk hand, shoot it, and then I shoot my bazooka, go to the back bar, shoot the single fire weapon, and I only put down the little Deadpool if they're all 3 up. If they're not all 3 available, I don't put them down unless I'm just being overwhelmed by enemies at the time. So I'm gonna wait. Oh, and like say that these guys are all starting to crowd in around me. This is why I have this on, is I can just do that and I can swirl out of there. And then I can come back in and start doing the rotation again. 1, 2, and 3.
But even I can't do
if they're crowded around you, let's see, what's this one look like? Yeah, if they're crowded around, you'll want to space them out. So I just have to have like a 10-second cooldown, because that's what I chose, right? Alright, so if they're crowded around you like this, and you just want to get off you, try and space it out a little bit. And then it'll pull those guys over to that one, and then this one will pull these guys over here. Alright. So this is why I have on that one. You see how my basic attacks do the AoE damage? Makes it increases DPS. So you can see his rotation faster with his signature. I do a signature after everything is unleashed. That way that I can get everything back up off of cooldown and it'll be ready for whenever they start moving at me. Alright, so target, Hulk hand, bazooka, single target, 3 of the Deadpool's signature. Here's those demon cats. And then I'll spin through, get where I need to be, and then I'll just fire everything else while they're still down. And whenever you do this, it's important to know that your Hulk hand comes up twice, and then I wait for my Hulk hand to come up again, and then I fire my back one. That way that I'm alternating between the 2 abilities, and I'm getting some of them up all the time. Alright, so we're going to teleport into the patrols, so you can see how this fares up against some enemies here. just in time. My signature, these guys could use it here. Alright. So we're going to start with Volcan. Bazooka, come through, do all of those. I get into the middle, and I'll do my signature. Keeping them all still. Oh, I messed that one up.
Take a stake to the chest before talking to Deadpool another second. There was only a 1% chance of failure.
Alright, target the boss, let's go. And see, I feel like I'm getting pressured, so I spin out. Oh, that means I would have died there. That doesn't work in Trials, but it works here. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we went over Deadpool's skills, talents, rotation, synergy, as well as what you can do with all your infinity points. You gotta see this build in action, see how it works. Don't be shy, feel free to hit that like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.